you could use a cushion, a couch cushion. I would say that make sure that you would not fall if you use the cushion or the pad or the pillow. And if you can find something fairly thin, that would be a good idea. Also, I have a step. So part of this could be done close to your stairs, or if you live in a tri-level house, you could use one of the stairs there. Maybe you even have a step. And if you don't have a step, you could, you could really just march in place. Some of these things that we do, there's some modifications. Okay, so I'm going to start today with some chair stretching, and then we'll move into some of the other exercises that we're going to do with this equipment. Okay? All right, so first thing I'd like you to do is just practice a little breathing. This is our starting position, sitting in the chair. We'll scoot forward in the chair. My hands are on my thighs, sitting nice and tall. I'm going to breathe in through my nose, and I'm going to exhale out my mouth. So I'm going to do about 10 breaths like that. Think of your belly is filling up like a balloon, and then exhaling, flattening it out. Let's do a couple more. Excellent. Okay, hands back on our thighs. First stretch we're going to do is looking over our right shoulder. And then look over your left shoulder. Look up to the ceiling. And look down to the floor. Right ear to right shoulder. Keep your chin pointed forward. And left ear to left shoulder. Let's take our fingers and just push back on your forehead, stretching out the front of your neck. And fingers on the back of your head, pressing your chin to your chest. Good. And take your right hand and just pull that right ear to that right shoulder. Place your left arm behind your back. Again, remember to sit nice and tall. And then I want you to take your chin and point it towards your right pocket and pull down. And switch. Your right hand goes behind your back. Your left hand pulls that left ear to that left shoulder. And then slightly pull that chin towards that left pocket and pull down. Good. Let's extend our right hand with our palm down. Take your other hand and just pull down on your wrist or on your hand. Keep your elbows straight. And turn the palm up. Again, pull down on the hand, keeping the elbows straight. Good. Switch hands. Palm is down first. We're going to pull down on the hand. And then pull up on the hand and pull down. Good. I'd like you to make a fist switch directions. Good, and then I'd like you to take each finger and pull each finger back into extension. Really get a good stretch in each finger. Good, and switch to the other hand, pulling back on each finger. Go ahead and just shake your fingers out. Excellent. Let's pull our right arm into our chest. We're stretching the back of our shoulder. Again, remember to sit nice and tall. Practice your breathing. Inhale through your nose, exhale out your mouth. Bring that elbow up, reach behind your head, and pull down on the elbow. Stretching the tricep or the back of your upper arm. Good, and then I'd like you to do that same thing. Pull that left arm into your chest and stretch the back of your shoulder. And then bring that elbow up, reach behind the head, and pull down on the shoulder. Good. Now what I'd like you to do is reach behind your chair, grab onto the back of your chair, and I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades together. Puff out your chest and lift up your head. Again, breathe through your nose and out through your mouth. Good, let's grab onto the right side of our chair. Take your left hand, put it on the outside of your knee. We're going to twist our torso, staying nice and tall. Look over that right shoulder. Good, grab onto the left side of your chair. Right hand goes on the outside of the left knee. Look over that shoulder. Good. Now what I'd like you to do is take your right hand. I just want you to reach across your body like you're trying to reach for something in a tree, fruit from a tree. Keep your chest high, sit tall, chin is pointed forward. Good. And we'll switch sides. We're going to reach across our body. Chin pointing forward, sitting nice and tall. Good. Now, what I'd like you to do is reach up with your hands and down to your toes. Look under your chair. And again, lift up with your hands and down to your toes. Look under your chair. Excellent. Now what I'd like you to do is extend your right foot with your toes pointed to the ceiling, one hand on top of the other. We're going to reach for our toes. I want you to hold that position. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back up. We'll go back down. Hold that for 5 seconds. See if you can go a little farther. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's do that on the other side. Again, the left leg is extended, toes are pointing to the ceiling. One hand on top of the other. Reach for your toes. Hold that position. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll do that again. Reach for those toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. All right, now what I'd like you to do is take your right foot, place it over your left knee. You could probably just sit in this position right here. Again, nice and tall. If this does not feel like it's giving you much of a stretch, take your hand and just press on the inside of your knee. We're trying to feel a stretch in this right hip. So just press down that knee. And then what I'd like you to do is just reach your chest towards your knee, leaning forward till you feel that hip and that deep muscle of your bottom. When you feel that, stop, hold that position. Good. We're going to switch sides. Now the left ankle goes on the right knee. Again, this could be a stretch right here. Sit nice and tall. And then place your hands on the inside of your knee and press down. And then I want you to bring that chest towards that knee until you feel that deep glute muscle and into the hip. Hold that there. Excellent. Now what I'd like you to do is cross your right leg over your left and let's ankle circle. So we're going to do circles clockwise. And then switch directions. Ankle circles other way. Good. And then bring your toes towards your knees and point your toes. Bring them towards your knees and point your toes. Towards your knees, point your toes. Bring them towards your knees and point your toes. Good. Switch left leg over right. Ankle circles. Clockwise ankle circles. And switch directions. And bring your toes towards your knees and point your toes. 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 Good. All right, come to standing. Let's stretch our hip flexors. Using your chair, place your knee, your inside knee on the end of the chair, and then your outside leg goes in the front of the chair. Now, as long as you're standing nice and tall or you're sitting upright, you may feel that stretch in that hip flexor just doing this. But if you don't feel much of a stretch, just bend that outside knee forward, but keep that knee on the chair. It's going to push your hips forward, and you should feel more of a stretch in that hip flexor or the front of your hip. If you don't feel much of a stretch that way even, you can squeeze the glute muscle or the butt muscle. Squeeze your bottom, and you'll feel even more of a stretch in this hip flexor. Remember to stay nice and tall. You don't want to lean forward. Good, we're going to switch. One thing I like about the chair is I can hold on to the back of the chair, give myself some stability. Again, my outside foot is forward, my knee is placed on the end of the chair. I'm going to bend that front knee forward, keep my knee on the chair, standing upright, squeezing my glute muscle. Very good. Okay. Now what I'd like you to do is come behind your chair, straddle the back of your chair, hold on to the back of your chair with your knees, and we're going to just lean to one side. We want to keep this leg straight. So the side we're leaning to, that leg's going to bend. Okay? We're going to come forward. We're stretching our inner thigh of our left leg. Good. Come to center. Switch to the other side. Come to center. Switch to the other side one more time. See if you can get a little lower. Come to center. Switch one more time to the side. Again, see if you can get a little lower. Use this chair for stability. Good. Now, just so that you can see, we're going to split our stance. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. The back leg is straight and my heel is placed on the floor. I'm going to bend my front knee forward. Once I feel that back calf stretch, hold it there. And then slightly bend that back knee, still keeping the heel on the ground to get more of an Achilles or the lower part of your leg stretch. Good, and switch. Keep that heel down, straighten that leg, bend that front knee forward. When you feel the stretch, hold it there. If your chair starts to move on you, you can press it up against the wall. You can even use the wall, you can use the back of the couch. Anything sturdy that you can hold on to. Then bend that back knee slightly, get that Achilles and the lower leg. Excellent. Okay, you can set the chair to the side. So I'm going to set my chair over here. Actually, I take that back. Let's use our chair in case we need it. We're going to do some balance things on a pillow, the couch cushion, or a pad. And we're going to use an object. It could be a water bottle, it could be nothing, it could be just your hands, it could be a ball. And I'm going to have you be in a tandem stance. Now, get in the position by holding on to the chair. Once you're in this tandem stance position, grab your object, or have someone give it to you, or use one hand. But now what you're going to do is stand nice and tall, brace your core, and we're going to do a wood chopper. So what we're trying to do is focus on balance while we're moving our upper body. So we want to come from our left hip to our right shoulder. If you did not have the object, what I'd like you to do is just wave your hands up and down, trying to maintain your balance on an unstable surface by moving your upper body. Which is very, common when we're out in the real world. Something happens, you grab something, and you fall. So we want to work on our balance on an unstable surface with our upper body moving. Okay? And for this purpose, I'm doing it for time. But if you didn't want to do it for time, you could just count to 10, and then now we're going to flip to the other side. So now we're going from the right hip to the left shoulder. Sometimes if you turn your head too and look out there because someone's standing there, you fall. So be careful. One more. Good. Okay, now I'm going to switch my stance. So I had my left foot forward, now my right foot is going to be forward. So get in position using the chair, nice and tall, brace that core. We're going to go from the left hip to the right shoulder. Now I'm not as good on this side. You will find that one side is harder than the other. If you cannot do this on a pad, then you should try to do this on a firm surface, so on the floor. So try the tandem stance and do the wood chopper. So it would look like this. Your tandem stance now, doing the wood chopper. But if you feel that you need to challenge yourself, we want to be on an unstable surface. Now I'm going to go from my right hip to my left shoulder. Again, nice and tall, brace that core. Again, look what I did. It happens. Grab onto your chair if needed. If this is too much, again, we're going to step down. So this adding of the ball or the upper body movement is making this balance exercise more difficult. You have to really focus on the legs and the core to balance you. So we're going to keep doing this, just a few more repetitions. Good. Now, I'm going to set the pad aside. We're going to do a much more advanced balance exercise, which is called a single leg balance, which this in and of itself is going to be very difficult for a lot of people. And so for this particular, if this is all you can do, that is perfectly fine. I just want to have a single leg balance exercise. But a challenge to the single leg balance exercise is now we're going to balance and we're going to wood chop. So now we're holding the single leg balance and we're bringing this weight across our body. If you don't want to use the 2-pound ball or a water bottle, you could just take your arms and up and down. And I'm going across my body instead of just straight up and down, because from here to here there's a twisting motion that is going to make it more difficult as well. Okay? So I'm coming across my body, holding the single leg balance. Now whenever you're doing a single leg balance, you always want to make sure that that knee is soft. You do not want to lock your knees. When you're trying to balance or do anything, try and keep that soft knee. We don't want to use the bones to balance us. We want to use the muscles and those nerves and the tendons that are around the joint to balance us. So keep that soft knee, get those muscles engaged there, single leg balance and bring that across your body. Okay, a lot of talking. Let's move on to the next leg. So now we're switching legs, hold on, get in position, and now we take our object and we're going to go across our body, maintaining this single leg balance. And again, you could do 10 repetitions, or you could hold for 10 seconds, you could hold for 20 seconds, you could hold for 30 seconds. You could even hold on and only do it with one hand holding on, and maybe you take your other arm and you come across your body like this. So that's another way to do a more challenging exercise and just practice seeing if you can get just a few repetitions across your body while you're in that single leg balance position. Okay? Very good, very good. Okay. I'm going to set the pad aside and we're going to do some step-up type activities. So if you have a step, I'd like you to go over to the step. And I'm going to have this chair here in case I need it. You also could do this with your railing. You can use your railing. And I'm going to have one leg down and one leg up, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to come up and then we're going to come forward, okay? So we've got the right foot is on the step. And I'm going to come up and then I'm coming in a diagonal down. I'm coming up, I'm stepping down at a diagonal. I'm coming up, I'm stepping on a diagonal. I'm coming up, and then I'm stepping forward on the diagonal. Okay, stepping up, stepping back, stepping up, stepping forward, stepping up, stepping back, stepping up, stepping forward. Step up, step back, step up, step back, step up, step back, step up, step back, step up, step back. Now, if we didn't have a step, we could split our stance at an angle. You could come to the front or to your foot, and then step forward with your left. Come back, and then diagonal. So we're going to come forward. We're going to step forward on a diagonal. Come back to the other foot. Step back on a diagonal. Come up to the other foot. Step forward on a diagonal. forward, back to the center, back to the center. Let's do it again on the step. Still with this right leg on the step. Come up to the step, come forward, come back to the center, step, go back. Again, if you need to hold on to the railing, maybe you have a nice tall chair you can use just for stability purposes. Okay, enough on that leg, let's switch legs. So, now I have my left leg on the step. I'm going to have my right leg back at an angle. I'm going to step up to the step. I'm going to step forward off the step at an angle. Step up to the step, step back on an angle. Step up to the step to an angle. Up, back, up, forward, up, back, up, forward, up, back, up, forward, up, back, up, forward. Now, if you're on the floor, it looks like this. Again, here we are at center. We step forward at an angle. We come back to our other foot. We step back at an angle. We're coming back to our other foot. So it's up, back, angle, back to center. Forward, back to center. Back angle, back to center. Forward angle, back to center. Backward angle, back to center. Forward angle, back to center. Backward angle, back to center. Let's do that again on the step. We come up, forward. We come up, back. We come up, forward. We come up, back. We come up, forward. We come up, back. We come up, forward. We come up, and back. Good job. Okay. Last couple minutes may be spent on the floor. Now I realize that we haven't done much on the floor with these videos because it can be difficult to get down on the ground. So, and I understand that. So what I want you to do is put your mat or a towel, or if you have carpeting, up against the chair, okay? We're going to get down on to the ground. And right now I'm on my knees, all right? Now I'm going to get down onto all fours. So we're going to do just a few different things here. The first one is cat-cow. Here at Motion for Life we call it cat-camel, but other places call it cat-cow. But we want to think about this all fours position. My hands are underneath my shoulders, my knees are underneath my hips. Okay? I'm going to inhale, tuck my head and tailbone, and push my upper back up and out. And then I'm going to exhale, lift my tailbone and my head, and arch my back. And then I'm going to inhale, and then I'm going to exhale. I'm going to inhale, and I'm going to exhale. I'm going to inhale, and I'm going to exhale. I'm going to inhale, and I'm going to exhale. Out my mouth. Inhale through my nose. Exhale out my mouth. Inhale out in my nose, and exhale out my mouth. 2 more. And let's do 1 more. Very good. Next exercise is called the bird dog. Now, this one you can do in segments depending on your level of balance and your ability to get down on the floor. I'm going to also show this to you standing, but you can get down on the floor, and what you're looking to do is lift one arm and then the opposite leg at the same time. You're back leg parallel to the ground, and then raise the left or the opposite leg to the ground. Raise the right arm, raise the left arm, raise the right leg, raise the left leg. Try and keep your head in neutral. Raise the right arm, raise the left arm, raise the right leg, raise the left leg. If that seems fairly easy, we can progress to opposite arm, opposite leg. One thing to think about when you're doing this is to tuck that tailbone and flatten that back, bring that belly to the spine as you lift opposite arm to opposite leg. Bring that tailbone down, flatten that back, bring the belly in, and raise the other arm and leg. And it may be that you just start off and you just barely move it. All right? So I'm barely lifting. Okay? And that's all right too. That's a good spot to start. Once that becomes more, once you become more able to do that one, then you lift it a little bit farther out. And a little bit farther out. And then you get better and better until your arm and your leg is parallel to the ground. Okay, this is called a bird dog. An excellent exercise for core stability. You want to try not to have a lot of wobbliness in your hips. So really think about tuck that tailbone, flatten that back. Good job. When you're getting up off the floor, if you need to use the chair, use the chair. But what I want you to do is think about lifting one leg. And then use the chair, and if you need to put your hand on your knee, you can do that too. If you need to reach over and grab that, you can do that too. But then press through that foot that's on the floor and stand up, okay? Now when we come behind the chair, we can also practice the bird dog in a standing position. So holding on to the back of the chair with our feet parallel to each other or in hip width apart, we're going to lift our opposite arm and opposite leg goes back. So this is another way to do the bird dog. Okay? So I've just taught you a little bit of everything today, just a few different things. Now, when you rewatch this video, take each of these exercises and spend a few minutes on each one.